I got to tell you something right now.
I'm wrong.
He's going to come get you.
You don't want that.
You want to start this war, dude?
You are calling on. You're yelling at a cloud.
He picks me up.
You're yelling at
like a little boy. He looks like a white guy that's been in water, like a dead corpse.
Oh my God!
Are you calling him bloated?
We're starting a war.
Yeah, I'm not starting a war. Anyway, I didn't mean it in a bad way. Let's.
Gilly.
All right.
What up, bro?
I want to tell you, you're on the pod and we can cut it for sure. Bobby is over here. He's on a hot one. He's talking shit about you, and we warned him. And I said,
I'm not talking shit about you, dude.
Go ahead and say it, dude. Go ahead and say what we got to say to Shane Gillis. Say it, bro.
We're cutting all that out.
No,
I have control of this podcast. We're going to cut all that out.
Bobby Lee's back at it again, stirring the pot for absolutely no reason at all. But instead of having to wait for someone to send Shane Gillis the clip, this time around, Santino got Shane on the phone straight away and put Bobby on the spot, which was a genius move. The instant karma was strong in this one, and probably not in the way you think. And I've got to say, I've been listening to Bad Friends more and more lately, ever since the Joe Rogan experience turned into the Dunning-Kruger experience, and Two Bears, One Cave became a snooze fest. I've been turning to Theo Von, Tim Dillon, and Bobby and Santino over the last few months. I only ever really used to watch bits and pieces from those podcasts, mostly clips that came up in my feed. But now that Rogan's gone off the deep end, I find myself tuning in to full episodes from those guys every week. And can I just say, slightly off topic for a second, have you ever seen a more bloated publicity tour than Andrew Schultz right now? Fuck me dead. The guy has literally done a dozen podcast appearances in the space of 10 days. Every time I open up my YouTube app, my feed is being spammed by his goofy ass face, clipped up from some random podcast he decided to do to promote his latest Netflix special called Life. I said this in my review last week of his special over on Patreon. Never has there been a comedian with an ego so big that he decided to dedicate a full 1 hour special to him trying to bust a nut. The whole thing was literally one long dick joke. He even made an appearance last week on Bad Friends, which ironically was funnier than his Netflix special. But this week, Bobby and Santino had Dan Soder on the podcast. In my opinion, he's probably one of the best and underrated podcast guests going around at the moment. Every time I see his face now, I think about his Cat Williams impression from Kill Tony last year. But for an insecure little Asian boy like Bobby Lee, being around tall, funny comedians like Dan Soder, Shane Gillis, and Joe Rogan triggers him, so his way of coping is to unnecessarily start shit. And we all know Bobby's shtick is to project his insecurities onto everybody around him, then complain that everyone hates him, and then wonder why he never gets invited anywhere. So when he had Dan in the studio with Santino, Bobby went into full flight.
I have another observation.
Okay.
You meet a girl,
Yeah.
a beautiful girl,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you go, hey, you want to go on a date? She goes, I have a boyfriend, right? And then when you actually meet, it's like him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the f*** are you dating this guy for?
That's okay.
Am I right?
Warm.
Am I getting warm?
Yeah. Very warm.
Yeah.
You
I
do that-
understand it now. Yeah, I know you have a girlfriend, a
Yeah,
wife.
I have a fiance.
Fiance.
Yeah.
I understand it now, like I understand Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis with his girl,
Yeah.
the influencer lady,
Yeah.
would have never made sense in any other scenario
Besides what?
besides famous comic influencer.
I don't think so.
You don't know.
You underestimate Shane.
Yeah.
I knew him before. I knew.
Oh, so he was
before he got
deep
bit,
in hot chicks before?
before he got bit by the radioactive spider, and he became Shane Man.
Okay.
He's charming. He's low key a cutie pie.
Bobby Lee's lack of self-awareness is diabolical, but I think that's kind of the joke, implying that Shane Gillis has a hot girlfriend only because he's a famous comedian, when Bobby created a whole podcast out of one of the most toxic relationships I've ever seen, is absolutely fucking crazy. But not only that, even after they broke up, the podcast is still going. Even Shane's girlfriend was surprised to hear Bobby talking about her all the time on the podcast.
I was thinking about how Trisha Paytas, literally has manifested everything in her life. And yesterday I was on the train back to New York, and I was half asleep listening to a podcast, and it was Bobby Lee's podcast. And while I'm in and out of sleep, I hear him talking about me. And I was like, what the fuck? What is happening on this day? And it's so funny because I've always been a really big fan of Bad Friends and just comedy in general, and I feel like I manifested this. Obviously I'm dating the best comedian in the whole wide world, the funniest guy that's ever lived, literally the funniest guy that's ever lived. And I remembered that like when I would go out to the bars in New York, when me and my friends would play this game where we would like just lie to people, or like, I don't know, like just come up with a story and just go with a bit. And my bit I always did was telling people I was a stand-up comedian, which I'm not. I would tell this story so fiercely that I thought I believed it in that moment. And my friends were like, girl, you're crazy. But I always said this joke, and like now I know all these stand-up comedians. It's so weird how that works. So I guess my telling of the story is lie to strangers.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but seeing comedians coping with Shane's rise to fame is becoming premium cringe content, and it's usually the more insecure ones like Bobby Lee and Bert Kreischer. Whenever someone mentions Gillis's name in front of Bert, he goes straight into a story about how he knew him before he was famous, and how he realized before everyone else how funny he was and helped him to give him more exposure on his tour, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's worse, Bert's open therapy sessions or hearing the machine story for the millionth time. Bobby takes it to a whole new level though, because instead of bragging about knowing Shane before he was famous, he just straight up shits on his appearance. And I know he's talking shit and breaking balls. His whole shtick is being an insecure little Asian boy who's socially awkward and just wants to sit at home and play video games while eating potato chips in his underwear. Kind of like Shane Gillis, actually. But one thing I've learned about these guys over the years is sometimes it's hard to know when they're just joking around or if there's a hint of seriousness to their tone. Because when you've seen them talking for literally thousands of hours, you realize they're insecure weirdos just like us. And I'm honestly here for it, right? We're all sick of degenerate celebrities feeding us their polished image and their holier-than-thou personas. I'm at the point now where I just want to see self-destructive comedians losing the plot in between ad reads.
You're missing a few key points, by the way. You go to the Midwest, you see beautiful women with big guys.
Yeah.
Shane
And I'm
is a
like in
guy's
Canada.
guy.
And I'm
Like
going to tell
in
you
Canada.
right now,
Okay.
I used to go with Shane. Shane used to go on the road with me and feature for me. And when we would go to like Boston or something like that, we were both single, boy would clean up.
Yeah.
Because the ladies would be like, ooh, I want me a pale daddy.
Right.
And he'd be like, shut up, you're gay. And they'd be like, ooh,
I'm in love with
I
you.
need them,
Right.
I need them freckles. And he'd be
Yeah.
like, shut up.
He looks like a white guy that's been in water, like a dead corpse.
Oh my
And
Are you
God.
calling him bloated?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the eyes bulge like it's been like in a swamp.
I got to
or,
tell
like,
you something right now.
I'm wrong.
He's going to come get you.
You don't want that
You
smoke.
want to start this war, dude?
You are calling on, you're yelling at a
He
cloud.
picks me up
You're yelling at
like a little boy. And I like it. And we have that relationship, right? I'm not, Shane, if you're listening right now or if you get this clip,
He will.
I give you props all day long. You're one of the funniest comics on planet Earth, right? You're the king.
Yeah.
And you deserve all your success. That's not what I'm saying.
But you were
I just
saying
think you have
before-
in Lord of the Rings, like maybe the second or third movie, right? Remember Frodo and those guys went to the swamp?
Yeah.
And Gollum's like, don't look in the water.
Who's in the water?
They're these dead elves from like thousands of years ago.
Oh my God, dude.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Just don't look in the water.
You're starting a war.
Yeah, I'm not starting a war. Anyway, I didn't mean it in a bad way. Let's.
Dan Soder's impression of Shane Gillis talking to girls in Boston was absolutely fucking spot on. I just had a thought though. We need an episode of JRE with Bobby Lee, Mark Normand, and Theo Von just to cleanse the air in the studio from all the bullshit stuck to the walls, you know? Theo Von telling Rogan he has the body of a supermarket turkey tied up with a string is still one of my favorite moments in podcasting history, even if Rogan took it as a compliment. But once Bobby started with Gillis, he simply could not stop.
I'm over here.
Doing it.
I'm over here saving you from a
I'm
war.
tired of being bullied by people like you.
I'm saving you from a war.
Or I tried to befriend you at the tour.
See what he's
Yeah.
doing? See what he's doing?
I see it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being bullied by you after you just went after him and then Shane Gillis.
Oh, really?
You're bullying. You're bullying, dude.
Fascinating.
You're
This
100%,
is fascinating.
you're 100% bullied.
I'm being honest.
You're mad that the Soho thing didn't land and then you bullied Shane Gillis.
Yeah. You went after my friend.
You're the bully, dude.
Can I say this is a controversial thing I want to say?
Let it rip.
Is I feel like the bullying that I received was necessary.
Yes.
When you were a kid.
Yes. Put your head in this toilet. You're not going to be able to breathe for 2 minutes.
You never got a swirly in real life.
What?
You never got a swirly.
Oh my God. I was locked. Like old school, I was locked in a locker for 4 hours.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
What
And it
grade?
was one of those half lockers, so I had to crouch and do it. It was insane.
What grade?
9th.
No, even younger, like probably 2nd grade or 3rd
I
grade.
thought freshman year.
Yeah.
Freshman year sounds like exactly what happened.
And I definitely heard teachers walk by and I was screaming and they didn't even help me.
Well, you hear teachers like, "Is Bobby Lee in there?" That's so funny.
Yeah. I just feel like that sort of like made me strong enough to do comedy almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know there's kids that are like they're giving Ozempic to like fat kids now, and you're like, no, you're not gonna have funny people when you grow
Yeah,
up.
let them level out.
Right.
You-
Let them be fat and weird and awkward.
Yeah,
Let
Shane
everyone,
Gillis.
dude. You want that
Doing
smoke?
it again. I don't know why you're doing it.
Honestly, I'm trying to agree with
You know
everything
what?
you're saying.
You know what? I'm trying to bring down the king.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm willing to do it.
You know, it's hard to bring down the king when you're a rook.
Damn. Did you just write that?
Yeah.
Just write that?
Thank you, dog.
Did you fucking?
Yeah. And I'll be honest with
Did you
you.
just spit that off the top of your
The
fucking-
last gig that he did
Bars.
here. Did you do the show?
The last gig?
The Will Turn one with Bill Burr and Shane Gillis.
I did that show, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't asked.
Oh, they told me why they didn't ask. Because it was a strict timeline they had to keep, and they were like, "Bob, will Bob be on time to sing?" I said, no chance.
Damn.
That hurts me so bad, dude, that you wouldn't. That's really hurtful.
That's not true. They didn't ask
What
me. But
they would never ask me.
That's
Is my
fucking
point,
bullshit.
right? So
Stop,
I'm going
don't
to
do
tell
that.
this to Shane.
This is
okay?
bullshit.
No.
It's not you.
Don't.
All right,
Welcome
well,
to
you know
the show,
what?
and thanks for doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
in a
you.
mood. I'm sorry.
And honestly, I love it. It's like holding a cat with its claws out.
Exactly.
It's still
That's
sweet.
that's
but I'm
good, that's good,
Trying
that's
to keep
good.
you away from the problem areas.
That's yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. Anyway, let's move on.
okay.
Okay.
Shots are fired.
Shots are not fired.
I mean,
No?
Why? Because I said that Shane Gillis is bloated looking. How is that a shot fired?
That's legitimately a shot fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it not? Am I crazy?
and of all weeks, he's
Okay.
hosting
Here we
SNL.
go.
I know, he's hosting SNL.
That doesn't look Shane Gillis
Oh
sleeping.
my God, dude. You're
Damn.
Yeah.
shut up.
Imagine a nudist beach and Shane Gillis at it. Bingo. Look at that. There he is.
I will say this. You are my best friend, and I love you so much.
I'm going wrong.
I cannot wait for him to come back at you. Like, it's
Honestly,
going to be great.
I feel like a fur trapper that's come out of the mountains and told you, like, you don't want that war.
Dude, you think that's Gilly?
I'd give you some Sam Elliott knowledge right now and say, Bobby,
take that.
sometimes you eat the
Get out.
bear, and well, sometimes
Sometimes.
the bear eats you.
That's
That's not funny. That's not funny.
Yeah, the way you said it.
My tongue. Stop it.
You. Thanks for coming.
Oh man, this is the quality podcast slop we've been missing all year. Bobby openly exposing his insecurities over Shane Gillis's success and his girlfriend, while Santino eggs him on and Dan Soda sits in the cuck chair over in the corner trying to save Bobby from himself. It's like an old episode of Two Bears, One Cave. You know, when Tom was fat and Bert was funny. And the producer pulling up images of bloated bodies to get Bobby going again was a genius move. But speaking of genius moves, the only way this could possibly get any better is if Santino got Gillis on the phone.
I'm loving whatever's going on.
All right, so I'm going to say this.
You're
okay?
humming hot.
I'm humming hot right now. Okay.
You're
I'm on fire, dude.
You're pinned.
I'm going to try to dig my way out. All right. When that whole thing happened with Shane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the first one to defend him.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the first time I saw him perform, I thought to myself, oh, well, I would never want to follow that.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a beast.
Yes.
He's an absolute beast,
Yeah.
right? He's at the top of his game.
Absolutely.
He's got a beautiful girlfriend, right?
yes.
I know his dad.
Phil,
Love him.
Phil's a legend.
Great guy, right?
Yeah.
I've been only respectful to his family,
Yeah.
right? I did a little dig. I did a little.
I'm going to tell you right now,
Yeah.
you moonwalking son of a.
Oh, I moonwalk, brother. Yeah. I do.
That might have saved you.
Exactly.
You walked.
I walked.
You
my
walk
point is
backwards.
that, and I only have the greatest admiration. And he's one of the kings of the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a beast.
That's your call.
And I discovered this when we did. No, please don't call him.
You felt that?
Is that
Felt
really your laugh?
Yeah, that's how I laughed. That made me laugh.
Gilly,
All right.
What up, bro?
I want to tell you, you're on the pod and we can cut it for sure because I never want to trap you. But Soder's over here right now. Soder's in studio.
Goat.
the man, and Bobby is over here. He's on a hot one. He's talking shit about you, and we warned him. And I said,
I'm not talking shit about you, dude.
Go ahead and say it, dude. Go ahead and say what we got to say to Shane Gillis. Say it.
I just said that you're one of the top comics on planet Earth. You're one of the kings.
No, what else?
I know your dad. I know your dad.
No, it's not what you
and I have great respect for you. Is that a slam?
Doesn't sound like that's what you said. So
I'll tell you what I said. All right, I think you have bulgy eyes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you look bloated.
All right.
Is that war?
Uh-oh.
Is it war, Gilly?
No. Me go to war with fucking Bobby Lee? No.
Could you defeat me quickly?
Yeah, I'm not. I think you're great, man. I look forward to the special.
See that, dude? He throws you a compliment. You insult
Shane,
my
what
friend.
are you doing? Oh
No,
my!
no,
I feel so bad
That's
now.
the kind of guy Gillis is. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Love you, buddy. Talk to you later.
Hey, good luck, man. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Bobby, keep it up, man. You're hilarious.
I love you, Shane.
Damn.
Too nice.
Dude.
That good a comedy and that good a person.
So you get a 2 for 2.
Oh my God.
You feel it now, huh?
You know what though? At least you're reflective of it.
That's even
And the accountability.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, dude.
Bro.
We're cutting all that out.
No, we're
I have
not.
control of this podcast. We're going to cut all that out.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of humility that comes from dating a girl who just broke up with a Navy SEAL. Seeing Bobby throw his headphones down in frustration because Gillis wouldn't bite was the icing on the cake. And we all know what Bobby's like. He's the kind of guy who would complain about not getting invited to a Diddy party even after the court case. Or he'd rock up to his own surprise party and complain to everyone that no one told him. He's basically the younger adopted brother of Larry David. By the way, Bobby Lee was actually on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He played the Korean bookie from season 5, and if you have not seen this, holy shit, it's some of the worst acting you will ever see. I love how he turned down Shane Gillis's offer to star in his show Tires because he was sick of playing the Asian stereotype with the heavy accent. But if you watch that episode of Curb, his accent is so bad it will literally make you cringe. So it kind of makes sense why he gave up on playing those roles. But we honestly need Shane on an episode of Bad Friends. I don't think he's ever been on there before, so it's definitely overdue, especially now they have podcast beef.
Dude,
Yeah.
he just texted me.
What do you say?
Tell him he's fucking dead.
Oh.
That's not what you-
Yeah,
Let me
fucking
see it.
dead. Told ya.
Wait, he really?
He did really did.
That's
He really
it for
did.
you,
He really
buddy.
did. That's it for me. Oh, well, you know what?
It was a good run.
I think it's my way to get
It's
out.
a good run.
It's a good run. It's my way to get out. I'll get out.
It's my way to get out. You know what, man?
Yeah.
Honestly, they won't be able to find me in Vermont if I stay off the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I have a fantasy of just kind of getting out.
You know what it is, dude?
Yeah.
This is like one of those Hollywood stars, where are they now? And this will be a grainy flashback to when it all started to plummet.
Yeah, this is when the music changes.
Dude.
This is when the music changes on the dock.
The color slowly fades. I mean, it goes black and white.
Things get slowed down.
It's just punched in on you right now, contemplating.
Yeah, nah, I think if Bobby made it through all those clips of him sexually harassing morning show hosts on live TV, he'll probably make it through his fake beef with Shane Gillis. I will say, though, I have noticed that Shane has been slowing down with his podcast appearances. He's touring more now, so he probably doesn't have as much time as he used to, but I noticed he hasn't been on Flagrant since 2023, and prior to that, he'd been going on there once a year. Even on his own podcast with Matt McCusker, their appearances together have become really patchy for a bit recently. But I actually think it's a good thing, right? I think he's more aware of being overexposed than guys like Bird and Schultz. I mean, the amount of publicity Schultz is doing at the moment to boost his Netflix special into the #1 spot is absolutely insane. He's literally going around having the exact same conversation on multiple podcasts, and he gets roasted in the comment sections in almost every one of them. Shane recently went on SNL for the second time, which I think is really weird. I'm currently working on a video for Patreon of him bombing on SNL again, so I won't say too much here and spoil it, but I will say this: I do think it's weird that he keeps going back to a show that fired him in the first place where the audience clearly don't get his style of comedy. As for Bobby, though, he's working on his first comedy special, believe it or not. He's got to be one of the laziest comedians in that whole universe of comedy podcasters. He's basically the complete opposite of Bert when it comes to releasing specials, so there's a lot of pressure on him to deliver. I'll definitely be covering that when it comes out sometime next year, but I definitely think we're reaching the comedy special saturation point. There's so much shit out there on streaming services, and almost all of it is fucking mediocre. It's only a matter of time before that well dries up and they're all back to self-publishing their specials on YouTube. So if you're interested in seeing my detailed breakdowns of everyone's specials with full clips and commentary, head over to my Patreon via the link in the description and check it out. I recently covered Schultz's special, and like I said, I'll be covering Shane Gillis's SNL appearance, as well as Bert Kreischer's 6th special later this month. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
I haven't masturbated in 5 days.
Wait, why haven't you jerked off in 5 days?
I'm trying to not.
5 days?
Yeah. So, Shane, if you're listening, don't start a war with me.
Yeah, dude.
I'm horned up.
J-Mo. Whenever you're done. Jamie, the show's not about you. The show's not about you.
This is the longest you've ever spoken on the show.
Whoa, that's not even the whole Illinois.
Whoa, this is
That's
fighting.
just the north part.
This is getting nasty.
Palestine,
Jamie's got his
Israel.
nasty tone to his voice.
I
But
gave
he
you that
did
money
give the
for
right
free.
thing, and you've been f***ing with him this whole time.
I've never f***ed with him. He went on complaining about
Bro, come on, bro.
it. You can bring it up.
I didn't go on the Flagrant podcast and talk about it.
Jamie's been complaining about it ever
this.
since.
I don't. Ari, how do you feel about this? I feel a little
I feel
betrayed.
betrayed.
Oh man, I couldn't.
I think you
care
just
less.
cursed Notre Dame. I think it's going to be a blowout this weekend.
Yep.
And then next, Protect Our Parks, Jamie's going to just trounce you.
I would not do that. I would
He's gonna
be-
piss-
After next Protect Box, that's
He's
what
going
the
to
t-shirt
piss
is.
in your
It's gonna
Bud
be months
Light,
from now.
and you're not even going to notice
would
because,
never.
you know.
You guys are turning nasty. Obviously, you guys don't know how to handle booze, and you guys are starting to act like rotten and that's fine.
The risky business.
You guys
He
are
did the
acting-
risky business on us.
It's a rare occasion to see Joe Rogan's side piece Young Jamie piping up on the podcast, but last week on Protect Our Parks, Jamie had basically had enough of Shane Gillis's bullshit and decided to set the record straight. The funniest part about this story is just how long Jamie sat back and kept his mouth shut while Shane was going around talking shit about him, how he owes him money from a night out at the casino where Shane spotted Jamie $1,000 while playing blackjack. It all came to a head in the lead up to the Ohio State versus Notre Dame championship game that just finished, where Jamie's team ended up beating Shane's beloved Fighting Irish. So it's going to be interesting to see if Shane sticks to the deal and pays up and puts the t-shirt on. But all of this is mostly banter, except for the part where Jamie actually gets annoyed with Shane's lying and calls him out for it. Because for the most part, Shane and Jamie are actually really good friends and they hang out together, but things started to get a little bit heated when it came down to their football rivalry. Whenever their teams are about to play, they both turn into nasty bitches on Protect Our Parks.
I got to
All
pee.
the way.
You want to go pee with me, Norman?
No,
We could
no,
call
I'm
it
here.
truce?
I'm
okay,
good.
you win.
I'll go pee with you.
I'm very comfortable.
You win.
Yeah, clip it.
You know what's fun? An acid Joe Rogan.
He was standing there with Jamie, and he was like, Jamie's the best.
Yeah, he was so
You remember that, Jamie?
heartfelt.
I didn't
yeah,
hear that.
I know. Jamie, you went home and jacked off to that compliment.
Jamie, how hard did you jack off, dude? Scale of 7 to 10.
Just last night or today?
Just last night about it.
Jamie, ooh, low-key funny. Low-key. Oh,
America.
my God. Now that Joe's not
Don't
here, I'm
be
going to tell you the
nasty,
truth.
Shane.
I fucking hate you.
I heard you're a virgin. Can't get it up.
Jamie, you got a little tiny penis, dude.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Did you see that?
Jinping. Keep it going, bully.
Shut up, dude. You're f***ing Dr. Gay, dude.
You keep bullying me.
Oh,
I don't bully you,
he's
dude.
gonna
You and me are
shoot up
friends.
a-
He tried to bully me. He bullied me earlier in the football season because he knows I like Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Jamie's a.
No, we were just supporting J-Mo.
Shane was starting to get real nasty. It's a good thing you can't.
Shane was
No,
getting
you
nasty.
get nasty.
J-Mo.
I was not getting nasty.
Shane claims
Joe, don't
nastiness in
listen.
others a lot, but he's quite often nasty.
Do you think YouTube would allow us to show piss on your desk?
Okay, just before we go any further, can we all just agree that Ari Shaffir is the most disgusting JRE guest in history? If you didn't catch it there, Rogan was talking about the bottle of piss that Ari was waving around at the beginning of that clip when Rogan offered Mark Normand a shot at walking him to the bathroom. Like, the guy is an absolute menace. He apparently took a shit on stage at Skankfest and also on Kill Tony, you know, cause edgy comedian. Ari's equivalent to Bert Kreischer taking off his shirt is getting his junk out in front of a live audience, and the amount of times he just couldn't be bothered going to the bathroom like a normal person while in Rogan's studio, so he just starts pissing in bottles or beer cans under the table and gets piss everywhere. I mean, he was basically doing it on every episode until Shane called him out for it on Protect Our Parks 13 and told him to get new material, so on episode 14 he managed to walk himself to the bathroom like a big boy, which seems like progress, I guess. But getting back to Shane Gillis bullying young Jamie, last week in the lead up to the game they were looking for an opportunity to G each other up, and then Papa Rogan jumped in and proposed they make a bet so Shane could win the money back that Jamie supposedly owed him.
He had a cowboy hat.
He,
I know what you're
he
talking
had
about.
a very disgusting style of porn. That it was the idea of like these things keep accelerating,
Yes.
getting more and more deviant. They tried him in
Jamie's
Florida.
horny ass knew.
Jamie's like, my personal computer for
Disgusting,
this one.
Jamie.
That was back
Typical
when.
Buckeye.
That was back when. This typical Buckeye.
Typical horny ass
Championship
freak
week.
Buckeye.
It's championship week. You
Yeah.
guys are at each other's throats.
He fucks a Buckeyes.
Jamie's ready. You guys have to bet. You have to win your money back that he stole from you at the blackjack
He
table.
stole from me.
Whoa.
That's what I said.
Oh, look at that.
Jamie borrowed money from Shane and didn't give him a cut.
Didn't give me a cut. Dude.
Oh, really?
What do
You
you
gotta
mean?
give him a cut of the winnings.
Didn't need to. Can one of the
Disgusting.
Navy
Classic
SEAls?
Buckeye.
You gotta give him a gapper. Don't you know what a gapper is, son? Like, so let's say if you and Shane are playing pool and you're gambling and you don't have any money, you say, "Can you give me $100?"
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I say, yeah, of course.
I give you $100. You win $300 off of Shane. You throw me $50. You throw me a gapper.
You give me the money.
You give me a
Also-
little bit. You know, I gave you the $100 so you can get in action. So even though you really technically only owe me $100, if you want this to keep happening in the future,
50.
you throw me a gapper.
Yeah.
So you throw him $50.
I do.
I like it.
I do have an
It's a
important
free
question.
50.
An important question for the podcast.
I think it's crazy that Rogan doesn't actually know the full story about what happened after all this time. Jamie's been keeping his mouth shut for over 3 years now, and you could see there how Shane immediately tried to change the subject by bringing up a question that he had for the podcast, which was about Ohio State's shady business dealings with one of Epstein's former associates, which I'll play for you in just a moment. But after that, Jamie hits back with an allegation of his own about Notre Dame paying over $20 million for their team, and it basically just became tit for tat. And the funniest part is how they both clearly prepared material to sledge each other with. Jamie even had the Ohio State song ready to go whenever Shane started talking shit about the game. But then finally, Jamie brought up the money that Shane still owes him from that night at the casino. And thank God for Mark Normand, because without him, we wouldn't be able to fully understand the magnitude of what was going on in that studio. His custom library of Mark Normand sounds and one-liners always helps to navigate the degree of bullshit swirling around in that room at any one time. So if you get confused, just wait for the noises.
I do have an
It's a
important
free
question.
50.
An important question for the podcast. Jamie, who's the who's the Epstein that paid for Ohio State's roster this year?
This is information I mentioned to you before, so I don't know that that's even true.
What?
Wait,
Jamie always
Who's
takes
the
the
guy?
establishment position.
Do you want to talk about the Catholic Church?
Lexner?
Whoa, hold on.
Lex Wexner.
Jamie,
Yeah, that's it.
That's his name. Now, Lex Wexner, what did he do, and why does he pay for your entire roster and most of your campus?
He donates a lot a lot of money to Ohio State.
Yeah, what did he do though? That's
I don't
like
know.
suspect.
He's a big businessman. I don't know what he did specifically.
I have no idea what he did.
I don't know either.
Google
do you want to
him.
go on Reddit?
Just Google him. See what he
Not
did.
Jeffrey Epstein worked for him.
Jeffrey Epstein worked for the guy who paid for your roster.
Oh boy.
Huh.
Interesting.
Why'd you guys spend so much money on your team?
Notre Dame spent $20.4 million, side revealed by quarterback Riley Leonard in eye-opening take.
Side review.
Yeah, this means nothing. This is called literal fake news. What is this from?
X. X is always right.
Yeah. What is this from?
Community
Jamie.
notes.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Check the community notes.
Jamie.
Are you going to be sad on Tuesday?
Am I going to be sad if Notre Dame loses the national
Yeah.
title?
Will you be?
You will be.
Or
I
will it
don't
just
know.
be
I'll
like
tell you
every
this.
other year?
I'll tell you this. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to take my dad. I'm going to say I'd love Notre Dame to win one in front of my dad.
I won't rub it in. I'll tell you that much.
You will.
What if you?
You will,
what if
though.
you,
I've already
But
done
you
it well
will.
enough
what
this
if you have
year.
to wear a shirt
you
on your
will.
podcast? How about
That's
a shirt
not
on your
bad.
I'll do
podcast?
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Both of you.
Shane, if I was you, I'd just throw that money down.
No, do the T-shirt.
Maybe,
I'm not afraid to throw the money down.
Wear
I'm
an
just saying
LSU
it's not
shirt.
fair.
$1,000 even
You
up.
wear a Notre Dame shirt.
$1,000 no matter. Yeah.
Jamie, $1,000 even up.
Okay.
Okay, we got it. That's it. That's it.
Bro, I hate
$1,000.
it.
Incredible
I hate
bet for Jamie.
I hate it.
Incredible.
I
I
bet
hate
for
it.
Jamie.
Do the
love it.
shirts. Do something embarrassing if you lose.
I want to see
I
that
know.
cash.
Pay me with my
$1,000
own
and
money.
shirts.
You still owe me a couple thousand after that.
You owe me. You owe me
Oh,
You owe me
my shit.
$5,000 from Vegas.
Really? What
How's
happened
that?
in Vegas?
Yeah, that's when
Sucker?
I
didn't get a gapper.
You get all
he had
the winnings
nothing.
now?
I paid for this man to live.
Yeah, Mark Norman's that guy in every group that always gets you into fights but seems to disappear when shit actually goes down. Then he rocks up at the end and says, "What the fuck happened to you guys? I went to get a drink and you all disappeared." Meanwhile, he was the one who told the other guys that his buddy's been railing one of their girlfriends just because he was bored and wanted to see what would happen. But the thing that's been really bothering Jamie was Shane's appearance on Flagrant back in 2023. This is where Andy and his den of dick riders brought up the night at the casino and asked what really happened with Jamie at the blackjack table. And this isn't the first time that Schultz has conspired to talk shit. Nobody punches down quite like Andrew Schultz does. Remember that time when Tom Segura told him about Bert's phobia of clowns and balloons? So Schultz thought it would be a good idea to hire a clown and fill the studio with balloons when Bert came in for an episode of Flagrant. Yep, that was the first time in my life where I felt a little bit of empathy for our boy Bert. He really didn't deserve that. Oh, fuck it, maybe he did. Anyway, so when Shane was on there in September 2023, Schultz brought up the casino story and asked Shane to explain exactly what happened.
None other than Jamie.
Jamie is such a bitch about this. I knew it was Jamie, dude. He's such a bitch about this.
So
Go ahead.
So bring that up, Jamie. Jamie
Yeah.
Vernon, the legend.
We pulled up Jamie.
We pulled up Jamie for some padel. We're in Austin. And Jamie was like, listen, yeah, the last Protect Our Parks, I was going to bring the story up with me and Shane.
It gets heated, dude.
Okay.
He gets heated.
Can you set it up the way that you know? Because we only know Jamie's version.
Yeah.
All right, I was faced. It was after a show. We're at a casino.
But weren't you with?
Yeah, with Rogan, Dana White, Busting with the Boys. Trump was just there. Like,
So you guys are charged up.
Yeah, and Dana and Taylor Lewan are betting like
big
hundreds of thousands of dollars, like per hand.
Yeah.
But then we're at the other, like a side table. We're playing a little bit of money. We're playing blackjack. Jamie gets an ace, gets another ace, splits it. Now he's out of money. He needs somebody to help. I go, yeah, I'll play that. I'll just play that card.
I'll play that. It's funny how you worded it.
Yeah, I'll play that one.
Yeah.
And then another one and another one. He got 4 aces in a row.
Get the f-
So
all
you keep
four.
splitting them.
wow.
And I ended up paying for 3 of the aces. He paid for the first one. And then they all won. And I think we should have split the winnings.
Evenly.
I'd say pretty even, yeah.
Now, here's the question.
Pretty even.
It seems.
I just bullied him into giving me $800 more. I kept f***ing with him. I kept like doing that like passive shit where he'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, no, that's fine, that's fine.
You should have got more.
75%.
I did get more. Eventually I did get more, and he was upset about it because I guess in poker and gambling, if somebody backs your bets, you just pay them back what they gave you.
And then a
Not
fee.
the winnings.
No,
I
you
agree.
get a little bit. You have to give.
I
it
should
back
have
what-
gotten all my winnings, which is what I got.
Yeah, you won that one. But I think his thing
But
was like,
you got-
I got to pay him back no matter what if I lose. So he has no risk.
But it was the risk, though. No, that was the risk. If those hands lost, I lost those chips.
Oh,
he wasn't going to pay me back. That
Oh,
was a
he
risk.
was-
Yeah, so he paid for the
If you
split,
take the
and he
risk, you
paid for
deserve all the rewards.
I agree.
Yeah.
After
This
he
is the
won, he
most-
was like, I'm going to pay him back no matter what.
This
Well, that's-
rule,
After he won.
this rule is for degenerate gambling addicts. They're really like,
Yeah.
well, you pay for me, and then if I win, it's my money, and you get yours
Yeah.
back.
I
No,
thought-
suck my dude. You're the
Yeah.
one that's out of money. You need mine.
Exactly.
I won you money.
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
I couldn't agree more. But Jamie, I did start bullying him a little into giving me more and more and more money.
I believe that.
And I was hammered enough to just take it.
How much was the winning?
No, I don't know. I forget. I
Really?
swear to God.
Jamie knows exactly. It's
Yeah, I
$3,400.
know.
Jamie knows.
$3,400 exactly.
To the
It's
dog.
34, and I think we split it even. Or
Seems
maybe I
right.
got a little more than that.
You should get more.
Which one?
I should
You
get
should
more.
get 75%. You pay for 75% of the hands.
Nah, not 75%.
No, we love
It
Jamie.
was Jamie's hand.
I'm taking. I invited him to Ohio State Notre Dame.
Ooh.
I was going to get him his tickets, but
And
if he wants to be a bitch
he's
about
an Ohio boy.
he can pay for half of the tickets.
I think he should.
Of course, Schultz's entitled brat side piece, Akash Singh, thinks that Shane should have gotten 75% of the winnings. But Shane actually did admit that Jamie gave him half the winnings, which is what actually happened. They're obviously good friends, and Shane was clearly just trolling Jamie the whole time by dragging out the story and making him out to be a whiny bitch, when the reality was that Jamie did offer Shane half the money straight after it happened. And like I said earlier, it's crazy how no one actually knew the story, including Rogan, who was there at the time, which makes it so much funnier. Jamie's been sitting there the whole time with his mouth shut while Shane's been on the podcast multiple times over the last 3 years since it happened. So finally, when Rogan kept bringing it up and Shane kept digging in, Jamie decided it was time to set the record straight once and for all.
What happened?
He didn't throw him a gapper. We talked about
No,
it earlier.
that would be like I didn't have any money when we went to the casino, but that's not how it started.
Sweet Jamie the Mooch.
I gave him half the winnings. I gave him half the winnings, and he should not have gotten that much money.
I thought it was
You gave
gross.
half the winnings?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. I
Yeah,
thought he just
all
gave
right,
you the
we're
money back,
No,
you son
that's
of a
why-
bitch.
That's why it's been a thing for 3 years.
No, but he was so
no,
upset
you're
about it.
wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
You're wrong.
That's
what I'm saying.
the winnings. That's a lot a lot.
Jamie, you sat through 4 hours and didn't bring up that information
I
that would
brought
have
it up
silenced
for
him in
a
the very
year and a
beginning.
half. He goes on the Flagrant podcast and starts talking shit.
Sorry, I called you a mooch there, buddy.
Everyone thinks it's something different.
Meanwhile, he gave you more
Shut
than a
up,
gapper.
Jamie.
He didn't have to give you half the winnings.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
a quarter of
Because
it
he could have
tops.
lost it all and he would have paid you that money back.
It wasn't just one gapper, was it?
You want to explain what happened now?
Didn't I?
So we going to tell lies.
Pull it up.
No, go ahead.
Oh, that's
But it
lies.
wasn't. That's lies.
It was $1,000 hand. $1,000 hand. Two
Okay.
aces come out.
How much did I put up on the
2
1,000?
aces come out. You
I
got
split
it.
the aces.
How much did I put up on the
I
1,000?
paid for that.
You paid for the.
The second time aces came out, I didn't have enough to cover that one. I had 400. I borrowed 600 from Shane. Fourth time, it happened again. And then we won all 4 hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we're starting to collect the money because everybody else won too. There's chaos at the table.
I said,
Right.
that's
And he
mine.
starts going, how much money do I get? And I gave him a stack of chips and I said, is that good enough?
And?
And then he turns into shit and he goes, I don't know. What are you getting?
I didn't say
Wait,
no.
was it 5K though?
I ended up, we only won 8,500. So I think I ended up giving him like 4,200.
Okay.
About that.
I was just making fun of him.
Yeah. And then he was
I
just
don't
talking
care.
shit.
You just lied.
I feel betrayed.
I feel betrayed too. He gave you
fake
more than he
news.
needed to give you.
No,
I'm crushed.
you got the story wrong and said it, and I sat back and let you say it wrong.
That's what CNN does.
Oh my God, they do worse. They do
Who's the
worse.
real fake news now?
Wow, Jamie wins.
Damn.
Jamie wins, and I feel like he's gonna win this bet too. I feel like he's getting $1,000, and you're gonna have to wear a T-shirt as well.
Mark Norman said it earlier. I've never heard Jamie piping up so much during a podcast before. There was that time when he got his knickers in a knot when the moon landing conspiracy expert Bart Sabrell was on the podcast, and he threw a tantrum because no one was listening to him, but he really went for it in this episode. And it was good to see Rogan let him go and not shut him down like he usually does. We've all seen the clips of Rogan giving Jamie death stares for interrupting him or talking too much on the podcast. Joe likes his side pieces to keep real quiet and do as they're told. But now that Jamie's team won, supposedly Shane has to give him $1,000 and wear a t-shirt that says, I'm Jamie's bitch, which I think is simply beautiful. You know deep down that Shane's gonna hate it. He even looked kind of embarrassed admitting that he went along with Rogan's story the whole time and never thought to correct the record. Jamie kind of reminds me of Milton from Office Space. He's been sitting there putting up with everyone's bullshit for years, and finally he just says, yeah, nah, I'm done, and blows the whole place up. And Mark Normand also brought up how much Rogan pays Jamie, which is something many of us have speculated about for a while now, and judging by Rogan's response, I actually think Jamie gets paid a lot more than we initially thought. Mark asked if Jamie gets paid more than Red Band did, to which Rogan said, yeah, he gets paid a lot more than he did, and he gets paid quite well. Now, I'm not sure what that quite well actually means according to Rogan's standards. It could be $200K a year, it could even be up to $1 million. Who knows, but it wouldn't be that crazy if it was, seeing as Rogan makes over $100 million a year.
If you talk to Terrence Howard, do you know his theory about how planets are created? That it's just things ejecting from the sun over billions and billions of years, and that there's a Goldilocks zone where you can create life.
Right.
And that's where the people are.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes
Shout
sense
out
that
to Terrence Howard because I just talked to him a couple hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so we were talking about
That
wave
dude
conjugations and everything.
Me up for like 3 days. I left this podcast for 3 days. I was like, God damn. First of all, how the fuck is he so smart? Like, how would you ever imagine that a dude who's an actor on a television show or in a movie is that smart?
Right,
like freaky smart.
So Joe Rogan's on a roll at the moment with his smart guests. Recently, we've had Hollywood actor turned philosopher and astrophysicist Terrence Howard. Before that, there was Christopher Dunn, who used his decades of experience in high-tech manufacturing to explain the advanced engineering and technology used to build the Egyptian pyramids. We also had moon landing hoax theory expert Bart Sabrell, who fired up Jamie so much that Joe Rogan had to calm him down himself. And then there was Fox News bad boy Tucker Carlson, who doesn't own or use computers, yet seems to be across all of the latest news and events. However, we can't forget where all of this started. That's right, the epic showdown between JRE veteran Graham Hancock and our big archaeology hero Flint Dibble. And for all you Dibble haters out there, yes, that's actually his real name. But Rogan's recent guest, Billy Carson, puts all these grifters in his pocket. This guy is the top of the grifting food chain. Just wait until I show you the shit this guy is selling on his website. I mean, Cat Williams warned us, right? Anyway, so what I'm going to do is take you through his main theories and explain how he fits into the JRE grifter universe. I'll tie in Graham Hancock, Terrence Howard, our boy Dr. Dibble, and I'll show you how they're all related and how their theories blend into each other. It's actually really interesting, to be serious. And just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, check out some of the top comments from YouTube. 19 missed calls from Terrence Howard. Flint Dibble is going to have a heart attack when he sees this. Flint Dibble thinking maybe Hancock is quite a reasonable guy. Cat Williams crawling, Terrence Howard walking, Billy Carson fully running circles around us all. So to start off with, let's get up to speed on Billy Carson's origin story, which started 7 years after Terrence Howard's.
When did you start going down this road of exploring all of these interesting subjects?
Well, it was a long time ago, 1977 in Miami, Florida. We moved from New York to Miami next to the Opa-locka Airport, living in the hood. I'm outside in the backyard playing, but I'm looking at the airplanes go over. And this one day, this plane goes over, but it's not really a plane. It clears the horizon in seconds, not minutes. It just goes straight across. I know from as a little kid, the planes take a long time to go from one point to the other. And it went straight across, glowing.
A tic-tac.
Almost like a tic-tac, glowing metal, yes. And then it came back and it stopped right over me, completely silent. About now I can estimate about 250 meters. And then it just went, pew, gone. And I ran in the house and I told my mom, hey, I can't believe what I just saw. And my mom said to me, son, back in the day, there were advanced beings that came to this planet. This is 1977.
Your mom told
my mom.
you this?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's why I dedicated the book to her. And so I went to the library at Rainbow Park Elementary the next morning, and I told the teacher I have to go to the library inside the school, Rainbow Park, and I said I need to get all the encyclopedias on space, on aerospace. And she gave me the encyclopedias on aerospace, and that's when I started researching from that exact moment.
Wow.
And I haven't stopped since.
So you were, how old, 8?
7.
7 years old. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You just got locked in.
I got locked in. I'm looking at submarines. I'm looking at hovercraft that existed way back then, flying discs that we had created in the military way back then, SR-71s and all this stuff. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell did I see, and I couldn't find it. But it took me down the path of technologies and advanced technologies and aerospace information, and I kind of became a quasi-aerospace historian, and that led me in further on down the line to studying, architecture and seeing a connection between the two.
And like most of Joe Rogan's expert guests, he has almost no formal qualifications in his area of expertise. He did a couple of online certificates through Harvard and MIT, though, so at least he can say he studied at 2 of the best universities in America. Yeah, so Billy's got some deep knowledge there, but let's get our juices flowing with some Anunnaki talk, and this is where most of his theories come from. The Anunnaki were a group of ancient godlike figures dating back to the Sumerians, Akkadians, Assyrians, and Babylonians. Basically, they were part of the Mesopotamian religion and mythology, and they were said to have descended from the sky god called An and the earth goddess Ki, and their roles were to determine the fate of humanity. Now, Flint Dibble will tell you that these were just mythological characters, there's no archaeological evidence to support they actually existed. But for Billy Carson, not only did they exist, but they were actually ancient astronauts who had access to advanced technologies that we could only dream about.
No matter where you go in any culture, you're going to discover that these beings, in some way, shape, or form, engaged mankind, brought knowledge, teaching, building techniques, and just so much more wisdom and information, esoteric wisdom, alchemy. All these things came from these people.
The craziest version of this story is that they genetically engineered us out of lower primates and put us here to mine gold. That's the wackiest version of it, right?
Right. That's the bare bones minimum.
Yeah, the wackiest versions they made us, which is we've talked about this a couple of times, but how bizarre it is that human beings have this incredible fascination for gold.
Okay, so this is how the theory goes, right? Around 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki descended upon planet Earth from far, far away on a planet called Nibiru. Now, their main goal was to mine the vast gold reserves here on Earth, which were believed to have been an essential material for the Anunnaki to save their own world. You see, gold has these unique properties that they needed to stabilize their planet Nibiru's atmosphere. But even though they came from an advanced civilization millions of years ahead of us, they decided to reprogram our DNA with a combination of their own so we could do all the gold mining for them. Kind of think of it like Lemmings, but with a gold mining DLC. And so this is what supposedly led to the giant leap forward in science and technology that gave us the advanced civilizations that Graham Hancock talks about. More on that a little bit later though. Now, if you're wondering where all of this came from, you'd have to go to the ancient Sumerian stone tablets, which contain all of the evidence you need to understand exactly what happened. But like I said, Flint Dibble can't help us out with this one because there are no known archaeological discoveries that support these extraterrestrial gold mining theories. Incidentally, if you head over to Billy Carson's website right now, you can get an awesome deal on his dietary supplements Starfire Gold and Colloidal Silver, which are part of his alchemical elixir of the Anunnaki starter pack for just $84.95. And if you use the code FORBIDDEN, you'll get a 10% discount. But that's not it. If you make a purchase today, you'll get 1 free month of Forbidden Knowledge TV. Honestly, what a deal. I'm not aware of anyone else who's producing an elixir of life for such a low price. I mean, forget Alpha Brain, this shit is not only backed by science, but also testimonials. You can expect increases in energy, elevated consciousness, mental clarity, and superconductivity. It's also known to be beneficial for spiritual enhancement, clarity, and anti-aging. I just dumped a bottle of Starfire Gold before I got on here and I'm tweaking hard. Anyway, let's get back to the Anunnaki space wars.
So the idea is that there were beings that were having wars on this planet. Were they? Do you believe they were having wars with people that were revolting, or were they having wars with other beings?
They were fighting with each other. And evidence of these wars can be found in the book of Deuteronomy in the modern day Bible. These gods, and I do mean gods with an S, because everywhere in the Bible where it says God singular, it's actually a mistranslation. They were fighting each other over resources and people and control of the planet. And so that's why in the book of Deuteronomy, God tells people, go to this city, and it's like a far city away. They don't even know that these people exist. They go over there to kill them. He says, kill the women, kill the children, and bring the spoils of war back to me. And you see these wars in the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Sumerian tablets. And these wars are just nonstop. It's like they were attacking each other. They had gone awry. They had gone rogue out here on this planet and then began to fight over people and populations and resources.
We would hope that we would get past that. But there's no evidence that we have so far. So, like, why would we think that as AI gets implemented and technology escalates and all we're going to be able to do in the future in terms of being able to go visit other planets and duke it out on other planets?
Okay, so this is where Terrence Howard comes into it. Billy and Terrence believe that they've been able to unlock their DNA and access the secrets to the universe, which the Anunnaki programmed us with but switched off. And this is how they justify their own superintelligence and ability to comprehend what's really going on. I've always wondered about the psychology behind a lot of these crackpot theories, and for me, this actually seems to be an important element as to where they get this false sense of superiority superiority or false sense of intelligence, whatever you want to call it. It's also known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. These guys are convinced that they have a deeper understanding of human evolution and history without having any formal education or skills in those areas. And this is the key to their justification. All knowledge is embedded in our DNA from birth. All we have to do is unlock it. They don't need to study, they don't need to listen to experts because all of the secrets of the universe are already inside us.
If you want to say, oh, human beings could be aliens, well, actually, every person on this planet is an alien. Even our planet itself is an alien. According to the Anunnaki, human beings were created in a way that genetically, we were supposed to become more superior than them. They didn't know this was going to happen. And Lil was angry at his brother Enki because Enki put a little extra in the sauce. Yeah, a little extra. And he said that the mysteries to unlock the secrets of the universe is hidden within our bodies, and that we ourselves can rise to be even higher than them.
That sounds insane.
Yeah.
How do they specifically describe that?
They describe it just like that. It says that human beings, or man, we call man, Adapa was created to be even higher than us, and that all the secrets of the universe, the mysteries, are within our body. If you look at the tablets again, this is why I love these tablets, man. They talk about the fact that, they had created this being, not created from scratch, but genetically modified. They add their essence to it, is what they say, added our essence. So by adding the essence, you can see where all of a sudden maybe our ancestors were in tune with the magnetic field and were able to communicate psychopathically, maybe even had telekinesis and these other innate abilities, and they tinkered with us and took away our memory, took away our ability to tap into that so we can focus solely on them.
See, this is the ultimate Uno reverse card. You can't argue against them or debate them. All they'll say is, I don't need to prove anything to you because all the evidence is inside you already. You've just got to flick the switch and unlock it. And when Terrence Howard's hydrogen-fueled propulsion system doesn't actually work, it's because we're not ready for that technology yet. It's not the propulsion system that's faulty, it's everyone else. It's the world around us. It's pretty clever when you think about it. 1 × 1 = 2, and if you don't agree, it's because you haven't flicked the switch inside yourself to fully understand why it's true. Remember how Terrence was saying that our world was built on the idea that 1 × 1 = 1, and that once we accept that the answer is really 2, then we'll have to rethink our entire existence. Well, this is how these guys can make those statements with a straight face. See, we're still in the process of realigning modern-day science with ancient advanced science and technology.
There's no coincidence that the tablets are aligning with modern science. And this means that a couple things. The first thing, it means that we were genetically modified. The second thing that it means is the telomere caps limit our lifespan to about 120 years max, according to Harvard scientists. Now, in the Bible, what does it say? It says that my seed shall not abide in man forever. His years shall be 120. That was taken from the Sumerian tablets, even further back than that. And Lil shows back up, sees the human beings building a tower into the heavens, copying a tower that they themselves had built. It pissed him off, and he said, whatever their hearts decide to do, they shall achieve it. My seed shall not abide in man. His years will be 120. And then he did a genetic modification at that point, I believe, with the telomeres. And he spread mankind out around the planet, and he confused their languages. He had us speaking different languages, so we couldn't collaborate. Now we're in competition, no collaboration. Divide and conquer.
It was all done just to keep us from rising.
Yes. We were advancing too fast, and he had to slow us down. If we shorten their lifespan, then they won't have enough time. By the time they realize who they are and what power they have, they'll be dead. And see, that's what's happened to us.
There you have it right there. Billy and Terrence have reached a higher level of enlightenment that most humans won't live long enough to experience. What better way to shit on centuries of scientific and technological advancement without having a shred of evidence? And that's how we get these theories about the pyramids. But just before we get into that, let me ask you this. With all of this Anunnaki talk and space wars and extraterrestrial masturbatory, are you feeling a little lightheaded? Well, I have the perfect solution to ground yourself. If you head over to Billy Carson's website right now and follow the links to their earthing shop, you can slip your feet into a pair of grounded flip-flops. These grounded flip-flops will quickly become your go-to choice for everyday wear, providing you with a unique grounding experience. Featuring cutting-edge proprietary grounding technology, you won't only look stylish, but you'll also stay grounded in body and mind. And for only $29, your wallet will stay grounded too. So don't miss out. They're the perfect addition to your wardrobe for your next Billy Carson Egyptian Pyramid tour.
There's not one thing about it that's not completely insane. Like every single aspect of it is completely insane. The fact that we still will try to pretend today that it's not impressive.
I don't think people realize I take people on tour to the pyramid every single year. I take people on a huge tour. Last year we had 140 people on tour in Egypt for 12 days or whatever it was. Each individual stone at the pyramid is a different shape and size. There are no two stones that are perfectly the same. Each stone fits in an interlocking format. So you can't say, go over here and cut these stones. We're going to bring them over here and we're going to throw up this pyramid. It doesn't work that way. Each stone is made individually, specifically for the location that it's exactly in.
Because they all have to be at an angle. Because they're all going up towards this angle, so everyone has to be cut perfect.
Exactly.
And all of them are perfect.
All of them. And if you accidentally cut the wrong size or you're off by a few inches, you can't make the pyramid. You can spend a week or two getting a stone to a location that don't fit. It doesn't make any sense. They had foreknowledge. You only build that if you have a complete blueprint and you've got proven facts, right? You have proof of concept that it works and you've done this before.
See, this is the part that gets me, right? That's pretty hard to argue with. I'm obviously not an expert on the Egyptian pyramids, but if what Billy's saying is true, then he's kind of got a point. How did they build each block perfectly with no duplicates if they didn't have some sort of advanced engineering system to plan everything out with? The Great Pyramid of Giza has blocks weighing between 2 and 15 tons, and if you go inside the king's chamber, some of the blocks go up to 70 tons. In total, they used around 2.3 million blocks to build it, which is wild, but when you consider it took around 20 years to build, well, that's a very long time, even if we're talking 2,500 years before Christ. Now, if you ask Flint Dibble, he'll tell you they used sledges and rollers to move the blocks and then transported them by boat up the Nile. But however you look at it, there isn't really a satisfactory explanation for what Billy Carson was talking about there. And what he said next was even more mind-blowing.
Now, what do you think about the other pyramids that are wonky? Like the ones that aren't perfect.
The deeper you go into antiquity, the more perfect construction was. The further you come forward in time, the more wonky and crazy things are and begin to fall apart. The knowledge was lost. You can see the evidence of the knowledge. By the time we got to Alexander the Great, have you ever been to Alexandria?
No.
I thought I was going to go see this incredible place. It looks like a bunch of crap, a bunch of piled up rocks, buildings leaning on each other, even the people living in apartments that are leaning, buildings leaning. The stones are small. I can pick up those stones with my own hands. They tried to duplicate the majesty of ancient Egypt, but they didn't even come close.
Yeah, so you can't deny that it took a very long time throughout history for civilizations to build the technology and discover the science that allowed them to build with the precision that the ancient Egyptians built with. Even if you accept that they molded the blocks and cast them in shape on site, that would still require the ancient Egyptians to have an advanced understanding of chemistry, which was far beyond their years. I mean, Billy Carson's trying to sell an elixir of life potion on his website in 2024. But as for Flint Dibble, he doesn't actually have an explanation as to why we got dumber before we got smarter again.
The idea, if you follow Terrence Howard's theory, is that matter comes from the sun, it moves away, coalesces into planets, it gets to a Goldilocks zone, life comes out of that, life becomes far more intelligent as time goes on, develops more capabilities, and then is also assisted by other beings that have been through this process already.
Well, I estimate that they're about 1 million years ahead of us technologically. Now, it could be...
And then there's things that are millions of years ahead of them.
Oh, way ahead of them. There's things that are far, far ahead of them.
This is what's hard for us to scale out.
Yeah.
We like to think that aliens that fly in spaceships, that's the top of the food chain.
Right.
But not even close.
So this goes back to Billy's theory of there being interdimensional beings and different levels of existence. Us mere mortals are at the bottom of the food chain in our 3-dimensional world, 4 if you include time. But according to Terrence and Billy, there are beings who are able to drift between as many as 11 dimensions, where time is no longer a restriction. Physics and chemistry as we know it no longer become restrictions either, which is supposedly how they are able to reach this higher level of knowledge and consciousness, but they also believe in these godlike creators who sit above everything and have determined our fate. You might recall earlier on, I played a clip where Billy said that the word God in the Bible has been incorrectly translated for thousands of years and should really mean the plural gods, which would then point to the existence of the Anunnaki. And therein lies a central criticism from experts who say that you can twist and turn almost any observation into so-called evidence to support your theories.
The problem with these kind of calculations is Flint Dibble made note of this, that you could take that and you could do that with a lot of different things. Like, what was the one he used for 420? Yeah, there's a bunch of different funny ones.
420,
yeah,
weed day?
the weed day, yeah. You take these arbitrary precession of the equinox numbers, and you could multiply them times like whatever you want, and you could get a bunch of different results, like based on what you wanted the result to be.
Rogan was saying that in response to claims from Billy that you can see evidence of advanced civilizations in how certain designs and structures match up with modern-day astronomical observations and calculations, such as the Great Pyramid aligning perfectly with the cardinal directions, or the 3 pyramids of Giza lining up with the 3 stars of Orion's belt. Graham Hancock has also observed that ancient structures around the world align with the path of the sun, and that's where guys like Terence, Billy, and Graham find themselves on common ground. They use gaps in archaeological theory to pose questions and fill in the gaps themselves with their own theories based on ancient mythology, and like I pointed out, they have so many strategies to avoid having to show any actual evidence in a real debate. That's why you still have people who think Graham Hancock won the debate against our boy Flint Dibble. It's so easy to just say, yeah, well, how do you explain this or how do you explain that? And when Dr. Dibble doesn't have an answer, that supposedly becomes irrefutable evidence that ancient astronauts tweaked our DNA to mine for gold. But as for Billy Carson, honestly, if you have time, go and check out his website called forbiddenknowledge.com. He's literally got clothing lines and all sorts of other merch that are based on his crackpot theories. My favorite is probably the Anunnaki back design t-shirt, which you can buy for the low price of $36. And once you've scrolled through his website, head over to his wife's Instagram where she posts videos of all their luxurious getaways and romantic date nights, as well as snaps from all their luxury real estate and their Rolls Royces and Bentleys. Honestly, when I see shit like that, it makes me feel bad for Flint Dibble. Not because his name is actually Flint Dibble, but because he's a poor academic just trying to get by with an oversized suit and a fedora. His only hope is to come up with some crackpot theories of his own and break away from big archaeology. That way he can start his own website, maybe create a line of alchemy potions, or what about this? Just hear me out here, okay? Imagine a Flint Dibble video game where he's the main character and you have to go back through time to ancient civilizations and fight the Anunnaki only using archaeological tools to prevent them from enslaving us. That would be wild. Imagine all the side quests you could take him on. See, if he did that, he could get a